Welcome to the demonstration of Pencraft, a collaborative web application where authors and writers connect to share and work on creative projects. Pencraft is built using React, leveraging usable components, event-driven interactions, and a focus on user authentication and security. Today, I will critically discuss the structure of the code, highlight implementations, decisions, and compare alternative approaches. So let's begin with the code structure. The Pencraft code base is modular, emphasizes reusable components. The app is built with React and structured using functional components, making it flexible and easier to maintain. So, component organization. Components like add poems, navbar, and profile manage specific UI and logic for distinct sections. Shared components such as container, buttons, and input streamline UI design consistency. Key examples: buttons are there. Buttons provide usable button type, secondary submission button, and secondary button with consistent styling using Tailwind CSS. The container uses the CISX library to dynamically manage styles, enhancing UI flexibility. An alternative approach could have been using a class-based component structure, but functional components with hooks were chosen for their simplicity and alignment with modern standards. And the third one is standard management. State is handled using React's useState and use context hooks as seen in login and poems. For instance, authors centralize user authentication state. Why this approach? Functional components with hooks reduce boilerplate code and enhance readability. Libraries like Redux code have been used for state management lightweight, but the lightweight context-based solution aligns better with Pencraft's needs. Now let me start with the how the app works. So I'll just simply go right there. So I'll start off the app. Start. Wait. There we go. You can see I'm going to start launching the application itself. There we go. So all the components are stated here, which are let me see, how do I show them? So we have the elements, you have that's the structure of the head, and what else? Okay, so how now let's move to the event and handling. So the React on clicks on submits other event handlers are used extensively throughout the app. For example, the dynamic UI update. So let's say we want to add a poem. Let me close this part. Add poem. So let me type in let's add a poem. Let me try to find a specific poem so that we can use. Still no line. Say this short poem. Let's say a short poem, and use that one. Just go there and there you go. Poem by Fairy Tales. So we're just gonna go right here. You write the title of the poem, which will be Fairy Tales. and then all I have to do is just grab a small section of the poem, or actually, yeah, just leave it to there. Just copy that and then submit, and then poem is added successfully. So when you go back to the poems, go back to the modern section, the fairy tale poem should be there. So that's one example. However, because of this is my account, so the name is not going to show Shadow Snowfall. It's going to show the actual author's name. So this is the profile that I created. That's how it will work if you're trying to add users and poems and such things. Now, for the navigation, React routers is used in components like login to programmatically redirect users based on authentication state. Alternative approach using a library like RxJS could enable a reactive program for more complex event streams. However, React's built-in event handles offers sufficient functional for Pencraft's needs while keeping the code base simple and efficient. So the third-party software integration is a critical part of the part of Pencraft. So libraries that were used. We go to the library section. There we go. Basically, is the Tailwind CSS which provides a utility first CSS framework allowing us to stay style components without writing custom CSS for every event. So let's see, where is it? There, that's one of them, and that's the database of all the poems that I added so far. So all of the poems will be all the authors that are added. So they'll be stored in a specific database. However, this is the code that allows it to store the names and everything else. So these are the titles as well, and the other tool used was the React router manage navigation across pages like login, profile, and add poem. The utilities, which is like here, the utilities custom functions in utils.js provide abstraction for repetitive tasks like retrieving and storing data. So far, there's no errors with how this code is being written, and the justification for all this for the utilities and tools used is because of React Router ensures seamless client-side navigation without full-page reloads and improving performance. Tailwind avoids bloated style sheets, ensuring faster load times and better maintenance. Alternative tools could have been replaced Tailwind's CSS offering scope styling. However, Tailwind is much better suited for its minimal setup and rich feature set. For routing, alternatives like Next.js offer additional features like server-side rendering, but do not need it for this client-centric app. And lastly, the authentication mechanism. The implementation manages state ensuring components like navbar reflect whether a user is logged. Passwords are securely hashed before being stored, and users are authenticated through secure token bases. The virtual identity in the login. So let's say we go back to the app. So let's say I'm logging out, now trying to log in as a user. Let's create let's create a registered author. Let's say this time my name should be Semi Tough. So Semi Tough. Username shall be SamT. SamTough01. Say password shall be football. Images. Use style. Okay. You can upload any image that you want, such as let's say I'm just going to search up any animal images. Cute girl. Website created. For now, I'm gonna use the website from the animals images as a sample. It's not an actual website, but we're gonna use it as a sample. So that yeah. So let's use that for now. Let's say to show beauty. Automatically the user has been created, so we can save that one in there. And if I go back to this section, to the data of authors, we can see that oh wait, so I think once the program stopped running, it's gonna update automatically, and everything else will show. Right, and so passwords are securely hashed before being stored and are used authentically through secure token methods. So normally the password, so the virtual identity credentials are validated against stored data. Upon successful login, a session token is generated and stored locally. Well, in this case, it's going to be stored into the database. Now, the local storage will be used for session